Let me interrupt you. The verdict is in. It is 35 years is the sentence, not under passion. 35-year sentence for Carmelo Anthony, eligible for parole after serving half of that time. So,
wow.
There is the sentence.
What's your reaction?
There's the sentence. Wow. Again, I'm coming from a unique perspective. I was a prosecutor. I have prosecuted people that have killed people, that have harmed children, that have harmed babies. I have defended people that, have killed multiple people. I have a death penalty case that I'm a part of right now. And I will tell you, in my 17 years, I think these set of facts, a jury coming to the conclusion that 35 years in prison is an appropriate sentence, is quite incredible. It's quite incredible. I'm slightly blown away. I will tell you that it's important that we always remember here in Texas that you have a range of punishment. The range of punishment for a murder conviction is anywhere from 5 years to 99 years or life. And regardless of the sentence that you receive, in the state of Texas, you are required to serve half of your sentence or 30 years, whichever is less. Mm-hmm. So in this particular instance, he's sentenced to 35 years. Before he becomes eligible for parole, he will have to serve half of that sentence. What is that? 16 and a half years, 17 and a half years?
Roughly 17 and a half.
Before.
Yeah. And that may very well have been the age of Austin Metcalf when this happened in 2025.
I think that
17.
I think you're right about that, Sean.
Absolutely. I'm actually surprised differently. I again felt like it was going to be longer. I just did, based on, I know Bill Worski was asking.
What he called for.
Yeah. He didn't give them a number. He didn't assign a number in his closing statements in the punishment phase, but he impressed on them that it should be lengthy, that it should be long, that we have to send a message of we're not going to tolerate senseless violence in our community. He talked to those jurors about them coming together as a community to do the right thing, to serve justice. He put on those jurors the idea that they were upholding the standard for the community. And so I thought it might be longer. I hope we get to hear from the jury foreman or one of the jurors at some point to know what they were thinking, what they went through in that moment. So
I think it should have gotten longer. You don't bring something like that to a track meet, and then after somebody pushes you, which is what was alleged in the case, according to witnesses, you don't then stab them. Like that's not first reaction, maybe the swing. Like, I'm not advocating for violence, but just based off of situations that I've been in and situations that I've seen, like, nobody's ever been stabbed. And I've seen countless numbers of fights. Countless. As I told you guys before, I remember, like, my sophomore or junior year in high school, there was, like, a fight, like, every other day. And I didn't even go to, like, a ghetto school. like honestly, I went to a pretty darn good school. So what was happening that year was crazy. That was an anomaly. But hey, listen, I was young. I wasn't in any of the fights. Yeah, no, I wasn't in any of the fights. I was there at a lot of them, most of them, probably 95% of them, but I was never in them. But I damn sure was there recording. Ooh, kids being stupid, of course, but nobody ever got stabbed or shot or even seriously hurt. People's pride got hurt, but none of us let it go. Once somebody clearly got the upper hand in a fight, like if it was that obvious or that blatant where somebody was just getting pummeled, like of course we're gonna jump in and stop it. Like we're not gonna let you just beat the crap out of this person until like they're seriously hurt. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. That's not what we're doing. All right, you got it. Get off of him. You know, we gonna pull you up off the individual. Yeah, his feelings hurt, but he gonna get up and he gonna go home. All right, we'll see him tomorrow at school. You know, we might have a couple laughs like, hey, bro, we told you not to fight him. You got your behind tore up yesterday. You know, but nobody ever got stabbed. Like, that is just crazy to me. And to sit here and say, oh, well, I was defending myself. Defend yourself with these. Like, what? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. But then also, like, you had nothing to defend yourself over, according to the witnesses, right? There was nothing to defend yourself from. They told you to get out of the tent. You should have left and got out of their tent. That's weird. You don't sit under somebody else's tent. Anybody that's ever been to a track meet knows that every different school has their own specific tent because track meets are long. It's hot. Nobody wants to bake in the sun all day. You know what I mean? So we sit under our tent. We cool down. We chill out. We hang out. We have a good time. We have fun, but we do it with our school, right? And I knew a lot of people. I knew a lot of people, but I never hung out under some other team's tent. Like, I would talk to people, you know, around track meets and stuff, you know, walking around, yip-yapping and jaw-jacking with different individuals, but I never sat under somebody else's tent. That wasn't even like a thought. Like, this is just weird. Like, I'm going to go sit with some other team. Like, that's weird, you know? It's weird. So, yeah. He was found guilty, as I'm sure you guys have heard, and has been sentenced to 35 years. And at bare minimum, he is going to have to serve half of that, so about 17 and a half, which typically you're not going to get out on your first attempt. So he'll probably end up serving about 20-ish years or so, give or take, right? So he's not going to be out until he's about 50, because I believe he's 19 right now. So 39, or not 50, did I say 50? 40. He's not going to get out until he's about 40, maybe a little over 40, somewhere in there. Which, I mean, that's pretty much, I won't say all of your good years, but those are all of your most productive years gone, right? Your 20s, you can really grind, you can really, you know, do a lot of things that a 40-year-old would find a lot harder to do. You know, sleepless nights. In your 20s, you can pull all-nighters, whatever. 30s as well, right? He's going to miss out of all that time. So, and rightfully so, right? You stab somebody, bro. But I want to get into some of the reaction, including the guy who, some of y'all might remember this BLM gentleman, who the Carmelo Anthony spokesperson. Yeah, he had a lot to say after the trial. Check it out.
Protesters gathered outside claiming this was the latest example of Black lives not mattering.
But what this process did is shown that Black lives do not matter in Collin County. This trial showed that it put emotions over the law. After Trayvon Martin and so many countless names, it has shown us that Black life is not safe in Collin County.
Minister Dominique Alexander is the man that you just heard from in that video. He is a spokesman for the Anthony family. Minister, it's nice to have you on. You keep saying that Black lives don't matter, but no Black lives were lost here. A 17-year-old white person was killed. So what are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is 35 years. Carmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years. Yet at the end of the day, Black America repeatedly is told that self-defense is a part of the law. That a knife under 5 inches is legal in the state of Texas. That stands your ground.
So there was a sheriff, I believe, that testified to that said that the knife that he had was legal. But just because it is legal doesn't mean that it's legal to then use it, take it, and kill somebody. Like, guns are legal. It's legal to carry a firearm, Most people should. I encourage everybody to do so. Responsibly, of course. But that doesn't mean that it's legal then to go and kill people with said gun. Like, yes, it's legal to have it. Doesn't mean it's legal to just walk around killing people just because they pushed you. If that were the case, we'd be in some serious trouble. Oh, he pushed me. Well, I guess he did. You know, like, no, that's crazy. That is crazy. So that whole argument is absolutely silly. Absolutely silly. But carry on.
Brown is legal here in the state of Texas, but when a black person try to use those same basic rights and laws, then we're not afforded those things. We're doing those things unjustifiably.
Well, that's not what a jury found today. Can you tell me, I know you know Carmelo Anthony well, why did he bring a knife to a track meet?
I can't comment on that. What I can do, I can't speak for Carmelo Anthony, but I can tell you that the state of Texas made it legal. So at the end of the day, if a person got a problem with it, they might need to call Governor Greg Abbott and tell him, why does this state have open carry laws? Why does it have brass knuckles and etc. Right?
Stabbing somebody in the heart, though, sir, is definitely not legal. He could have just turned around and walked out of that tent at any moment.
And based on what you have been told about the situation, I can see how you can take that fact. But the levels of injustice that was done in this trial is not how I was told, right? But at the end of the day, that's the reason why we're going to go through a full appeals process to ensure that the facts are being told correctly. But me and you are going to go back and forth.
No, that's fine. Tell me, I'm curious. Tell me tell me what you think happened.
Well, what I think is the situation is that someone asked Carmelo Anthony to come over there. He knew an individual, but that's not being told, right? It's like, oh, a kid just randomly went under a tent, right? And he just sitting there. No one knows who he is. That's not the case, right?
There was one kid that said that he knew him, or they were cool, but they only hung out when Carmelo's girlfriend was around or something. Like, he was like a friend of the girlfriend, and obviously Carmelo was the boyfriend to the girlfriend, so that kind of made them connected, and that's kind of how they were connected. But if I remember correctly, that same person also said that Carmelo was in the wrong. So how does that calculate? I mean, even still, and maybe it's just me, but like, you still don't go under somebody else's tent and sit there. Like, this is weird. Is it just me? Do we have any track runners watching, or any parents of students who are track runners? Like, have you ever sat under somebody else's tent or watched your child sit under somebody else's tent? I personally have never seen it. I've never seen it. Like, I've seen people talk, maybe stand outside of the tent, walking by, you know, and yip yap and jaw jack, but to like stop, sit down, hang out. Like, no, never seen it. And then if you get asked to leave, like make a whole scene about it. No, never seen it. Never seen it. But maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Y'all let me know in the comments, please.
We know that Carmelo Anthony knew an individual. He knew a coach. He spoke about it. We also know that Frisco ISD should have counseled that. This wasn't just raining. We were under a tornado watch that day, right? And this should have been something that was actually...
Wait, you're telling me that because somebody invited him to that tent and there might have been a tornado warning, which happened all the time in Texas, that he was warranted in stabbing a 17-year-old kid in the chest, in the heart, and killing him?
That's not the case. But what you cannot do is put your hands on someone.
Well, you just told me that was the case.
No.
Is that the case? Because I want to know what the case is. I seriously do.
You asked me the first time, why was he under the tent or close or whatever it may be, right? The reality is that the state of Texas says that I don't have to, when I'm assaulted, I don't have to return the same level of force, correct? Isn't that the law?
Yeah, he
law.
was asked to leave that tent multiple times, and the prosecution called 21 witnesses. Hold on. The prosecution called 21 witnesses, and they all corroborated that. They all said that he was asked to leave the tent. There might have been.
They all didn't have, no, sir.
He was asked to leave the tent, so he could have left that tent at any time. He chose not to. That's why he's going to jail for 35 years.
All 21 of them did not have the same story. They did not have the same story. And that's why so many people outside of that courtroom is outraged right now. If you look at any...
They basically had the same story. Of course, there's going to be tiny little nuances from this person to that person because everybody's memory isn't the same. People process trauma differently. You know, not everybody processes trauma the same. Not everybody is going to watch somebody that they went to school with die in front of them and want to remember that. So sometimes people's memory intentionally tries to forget what happened because it's traumatic, right? Nobody should have to watch that in front of them. To watch somebody, you know, die right in front of their face that they were just in classroom with. You know, that's a traumatic experience. So, of course, there may be little nuances here or there, but for the most part, the general story is basically the same. It's basically the same. And, of course, like you said, people were outside, completely outraged, acting a darn fool, saying a bunch of nonsense. Like, there's one clip that's going viral of this gentleman here. I'm just about to play the clip. Like, just watch this, man. This is just silliness.
Shoulders the entire time. And also I'm told that Austin Metcalf's twin brother, Hunter, this was the first time he was in.
Excuse the talking in the background. Pay attention to the video here. This silly guy, okay? Like, just jumping in this man's face. Like, just trying to provoke him.
Inside the courtroom when that guilty verdict was read. I'm told it was really emotional from both sides after that murder verdict. And as for what's next, Will, now it's the sentencing phase.
I can't be the only one who's sick of seeing stuff like this. I mean, a black kid killed.
Yeah, silly. Silly, bro. Silly. My goodness. My goodness. This clip right here is also going viral of this lady. Just check it out.
Why you still talking? But when somebody asks you a question, you don't know shit. Shut up and where's Jake, bitch?
Actually, this ain't even the right clip. I think I got the wrong clip. My bad, y'all. This the wrong clip. Wrong one. My apologies, but here's another clip of some individuals.
Let her talk.
This was a legal lynching that happened in here today.
We can't hear. All right.
I said as a former prosecutor, this was a legal lynching that happened in this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. This is not a courthouse. This courthouse is designed when you would come here and you look like us to slaughter you. That judge intentionally.
Bro, some of these people kind of piss me off. Right? A lynching? Like, do you know what a lynching really is? Like, have you ever seen a real lynching? You know, like, and these people are calling someone being convicted of murder that. When there's real individuals, real situations and circumstances where people genuinely were lynched. Like, that stuff is so annoying. So annoying. This is not a lynching. We know what a lynching is. That ain't it. Lynchings you don't come back from. Lynchings you get buried 6 feet in the dirt afterwards. Okay? This ain't that. And it's just like, come on, man. The silliness. And it's always it's always us, bro. Always us saying the dumbest shit ever. Excuse my language, but I'm just, this is a legal lynching. Bro, the dude stabbed somebody and killed them. Had the shoe been on the other foot, had there been a white kid that did it to a black kid, they would want that white kid to go to prison for life. They would have wanted to give they would have wanted the white kid to have the death penalty. But because he's black, oh, this is a legal lynching. The fuck up. Anyway.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for it. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. Let me ask you this right now. I hear.
What are we supposed to do? You're supposed to teach your kids not to stab people. I mean, it's quite simple. This ain't rocket science.
Only black people are.
Hold on, no, we ain't gonna play that clip. This is not rocket science here. Is it a little bit tragic, right, that this man has to go to prison for a bare minimum 18 years? Yeah, sure. You know, kid is. He was 17 when it happened, 18 now. He's about to go to prison for basically all of the productive years of his life, if not longer. Because obviously, if you get into some trouble while you're in prison, that could change. Okay, those years could be extended. He could serve all of that time. And so, yeah, it is tragic. But it's even more tragic that there's somebody whose son who is now buried in the cemetery because of his actions. There's somebody else's son who had to watch his brother die in front of him. You know? That's even more tragic. Because he's not here to tell the story. So at least Carmelo will be free one day. At least he will try to pick up the pieces of his life in some way, shape, or fashion one day. But Austin will never get that opportunity. That opportunity was completely snuffed out. Gone. You know, so yeah, I mean, silliness, man, silliness. We gotta teach kids, one, control your anger. Control your anger, and honestly, teach them how to fight. Teach them how to fight. Why are you pulling out a weapon? First off, why are you in the tent when they actually leave? But we passed that. So past that, why are you pulling out a weapon? Like, if you really got a problem, and I'm not advocating for violence, but if you really got an issue, then you couldn't fight him. You couldn't use your hands. You know. You don't know what a right hook is. Like, well, I'm confused. Because I ain't never seen any mess like that. And like I said, I've seen a lot of fights. A lot of them. I ain't never seen nobody reach into a bag. None of that. I just seen people slapped, snuffed, picked up, slammed, punched, kicked, all of it. I just seen a melee where you just got everybody. It's damn near a marsh pit. Everybody swinging. I just seen it all. Nobody got shot. Nobody got stabbed. Nobody died. Everybody went home. Some people's pride was hurt because they got the A whooped on camera, and everybody at school got to see it. But they got to live. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is just silly. But it also goes to show, you know, how fragile we are as humans too. As complex of machines as we are, you know, our bodies do such crazy things without us even thinking about it. Like, our body just automatically does it, you know? Like, when's the last time you thought about breathing? You just do it, you know? It's involuntary. Like, it just happens. Like, you it's not like you have to sit there, let me think, breathe. You know? It's not like you have to think about that. Like, it just happens. But then also, we've all seen situations and circumstances where people have been shot multiple times or stabbed multiple times, and they've lived. And it's like, dang, how are they able to come through that? But you get poked in just the wrong spot, just once. Not even by a giant utensil or knife, whatever. and it's lights out. It's crazy. It's crazy. Condolences to the family. Obviously, you know, having to bury a child, it has to be extremely traumatic and sad, you know, but y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Did he get enough time? Is it too much time? Will he win his appeal? What do you think? Let me know. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.